Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. I've been talking about the London Symphony Orchestra recordings of Tchaikovsky Symphonies 4, 5, and 6 with Gianandrea Noseda. 4 was, 5 was just dreadful, awful, terrible, sucky. Go take a shower after you listen to it. Just miserable. And now we come to the Pathétique, the last one. And this one's quite good. I'm so happy. I really am, because he's a good conductor, and you don't want him to be like failing all over the place, do you? I mean, does anybody? You always root for them to do their best work. And this is an interesting and well-realized conception of the Pathétique, a piece that's been done a million times. And it's not an easy thing to have your own sort of conception of how it works and have it be convincing. And he succeeds. He really does. First of all, the first movement. The first movement is noteworthy for a very powerful development section, but one that maintains its urgency all the way to the return of the second subject, which is really, really something, especially in that enormous exordium. It's yeah, da 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 da. The timidity go wrong, and then all the strings come in, and there's that tragic ya da 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 ba 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 ba, the brass and cannon, and it's just one of the most intense and emotionally wrenching passages in all of music. It really is, and Noseda doesn't slow it down. Everybody else in the world does, but he keeps the urgency and keeps it moving. It's really fascinating because it works. It really, really works. At first, it's shocking. You think, oh, you're missing something. It's going so fast, but it makes sense. And I was worth the whole performance just to hear him do it that way, quite frankly. I was totally convinced by it, and I think you will be too. It's a really fresh take on a really hackneyed symphony. So that was that part. The second movement is lovely. I mean, it always is. It's hard to ruin it, although some people have. The scherzo is crisp at the right tempo. He doesn't try and blast through the opening so that it becomes a scramble. The march in the second half emerges naturally from what has come before. The brass play really well. The sonics are very good for the barbican. I mean, it's you hear crash, da-da-da, thump with the bass drum. It's not all just dry and so that's good. And then, here we go. And then we get to the finale. The finale is beautifully lyrical. It really is. It has this sometimes, the opening, yeah, da 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 da, it repeats itself a lot. It really does. And you hear it done in a way which is sort of, I don't know how to describe it, just sort of flat compared to the actual melody when it finally shows up. Yeah, da, 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 da. By the way, the melody, you may notice, is the trio of the second movement. It's the same tune, in case you hadn't been paying attention. But, and people milk that for all it's worth. But Noseda sees the movement whole as a sort of seamless entity. And it works really, really beautifully. The climaxes are not as, gut-wrenchingly histrionic as they can be, but the lyrical potency of the way he conducts it is really, really striking. Maybe it's the, Italianate maestro coming to the fore in this movement. And the other thing he does, which I cannot praise highly enough, is that he has one of the best tam-tam strokes, and he does a fermata, which is what you should do, over the tam-tam so that it really has time to tell. It's, and then the soft chorale comes in, and the strings with their sobbing figures, they really sob. I mean, it's total paroxysm of despair. It's just fantastic the way he handles the rest of the movement. And you really don't even hear the ending. You never can with the Pathétique if they do it well. You're not quite sure when it ends. It just sinks into the murk, and you're supposed to just sit there and be devastated. And it really is devastating. So I was really happy that he nailed one in this series. And it's sort of the most important one, too, in a way. I mean, you know, it's the most, let's put it this way, original symphony that Tchaikovsky ever wrote. And you do get a little bonus, the Prelude to Khovanshchina, which is nicely done and makes no difference one way or another. But if you hated 4 and 5, and I really didn't like them very much, you should listen to number 6, where all is forgiven. Well, maybe not quite, but it's very, very interesting and different. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.